Hey guys, Justin up on the Ridge Survival here, trying to get back into making some videos and do our fun things again. Answering some video requests. One of the requests I had was my version of the 10 essentials to take hiking, and we're going to get into it. I'm going to show you a couple of different options, what I take with me, and just find what works best for your budget. All right, stay tuned. Thanks. All right, guys, so the first thing on the list here is fire. Fire is very important. Keeps you warm at night, especially in the wintertime. Gives you light, and when it's dark outside, if you need to cook your food, gives you a place to cook food. If you need to boil water to purify it, gives you an option for that as well. Very different options that you can use to start a fire with, going from the easiest, which is a Bic lighter. Anybody can use them, even though they have their flaws. They get wet, they run out of fuel, they can get broke. Very easy option, but it has its flaws. All the way down to flint and steel, which I normally don't carry in my pack, but it is an option. Second option is
the waterproof matches.
Second option is the waterproof matches. These here are a commercial one. They come in a waterproof case. No, we're not gonna light them inside. Comes in a waterproof case, and then the match itself is water resistant. You can actually dip these in the water, pull them out, strike them on the box, and they light. These burn for about 5 minutes, be plenty of time to get you decently dry tinder going. Another option for fire is I always keep one of these on the outside of my pack. It's just a huge chunk of fat wood that if you need to get a fire going, not the best conditions, you can't find any good tinder, you don't have anything with you, take your knife, scrape some of the shavings off of it, get you a good fire going. Shameless plug, which I'll do in a couple of these in the video. We sell these. Link is in our description, link is in our Facebook, and we have a Shopify store. Another option, and all of my kids carry these in their packs. A couple of the guys on the couple of the SAR teams I'm on carry them. It is just a Altoids metal can. It has 2 homemade waterproof matches in it. They burn for about 15 minutes a piece. Got some char cloth as a last resort. Already has some fat wood shavings. Then it has a commercial fire starter. It's very similar to what's called wet tinder. Like I said, there's various options for fire, but that is a good base. Item number 2 on the list, I was gonna say is equally as important, but actually all 10 items on this list are very important, is first aid / medication. For those of us that have spent time in the military or public service, or maybe not quite spring chickens anymore, this is probably the most important option of the medication. Everything else, A-Strap. As you can see, I've got several. This is a homemade kit I made. You can get store-bought options that have everything you need. Got Benadryl for allergic reactions, sting sticks, cold packs, hot packs. You can get a first aid kit. Like I said, you can get a commercial one that has everything in it, or you can make one up to your skill level and your needs. But that is very important. Somebody falls, somebody gets hurt, somebody gets stung by a bee. You never know, especially if you're 10 miles out in the backcountry and it's going to take a rescue team a lot of time to get to you. It's good to have some stuff to take care of yourself. Third thing on the list, guys, is clothing. Clothing is very important. You can get out there, you can get your feet wet in a creek crossing. You can get your clothes wet. You can tear your clothes. So it's always a good idea to have just a couple extra clothes with you. It's season dependent too, okay? In the wintertime, I'd always have at least 1, if not 2 pair of socks and a base layer. Number 4 on the list is navigation. Everybody's gonna have your phone with you while you're hiking. Problem is, you get out into the mountains here in East Tennessee, Smokies, you'll have some service in places. A lot of places you won't. You can go to the Big South Fork and you're not gonna have any service at all. Also, if you're taking pictures with your phone, listening to music, doing whatever, the battery's gonna run dead and there you are. So I always like having an independent GPS. Also, I use Guide GPS on my phone and AllTrails. Some of it's good for offline, but then again, like I said, you're relying on your phone's battery. A good independent GPS runs off AA batteries. Put a couple AA's in your pack. Park your car, mark where your car is parked, and you can find your way back with that. The old faithful compass, assuming you know how to use it, which I recommend anybody who spends any time outdoors knows how to use it. Tied with a map, you can go about anywhere you need to go. Not required, recommended though, is just some pace count beads. Also, if you have them, it's good to know how to use them. They're very simple. They teach infantry guys how to use them, so it's not very complicated. Coming up number 5 on the list is kind of the environment dependent category. Summertime, bug spray. Very important. Wintertime, hot hands. Very important. I always keep some of these with me in the summertime too, just in case it gets cold at night. Gloves are always important, even in the summertime. You get into some briars or if you do have to spend overnight in the woods unplanned, it's nice having a pair of gloves if you're working with trees and stuff, is for added protection. Toboggan, bandana, neck gaiter. Wintertime in Tennessee, in the mountains, yak tracks are a lifesaver. Next on the list is knives. These are just a couple of options. I always take a multi-tool and it falls into the knife category because not only does it have a knife, it has a small saw on it. I'm not planning on staying out there long, but if I do get stranded out there, I have a couple different options. As far as the knife, this here is just kind of a cheaper one I've been playing around with, seeing how good it is. So far I'm kind of impressed with it, but I always like having a good fixed blade knife with a full tang on it in case I do need to use it in a life situation.
Number 7 on the list is hydration. You need it just because it helps you stay hydrated. Always take water with you and have a backup.
So what Charlotte was saying there, when you go hiking, always take some water with you. Always have a backup. This here's the Sawyer. It's a good little, comes with a bag, comes with the kit. Fill the pouch up, screw it on. It also attaches to like a Mountain Dew bottle or something, so it works out great. Third option is a way to boil water. You don't actually necessarily need a stove, just a pot or something that you can boil some water in. And we're up to lights. You go hiking at 9 o'clock in the morning, plan off being off the trail at 4 o'clock, you're not gonna need a light. Problem is, you go out there, you break an ankle, you get lost, something happens, you stop sightseeing longer than you planned on, you're out there until 8 o'clock at night, you're gonna need lights. Recommend everyone has a good headlamp. Petzl makes some good ones, Black Diamond makes some good ones. Then, I personally, a lot of people don't, but I keep a good handheld light with me too. Just, more lights you have, the better off you are. Glow sticks are awesome. Especially if you have kids, you can just tie a glow stick to each kid. That way, if you're out there, keep track of everybody. Here's another shameless plug I told you I would do. These here are awesome. These here are actually candles, survival candles. They come in a little waterproof tin. These here actually have pine tar in them, so in the summertime it helps with bug resistance. But these burn for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Gives you a pretty good amount of light. It also could fall into the fire starting category as it puts off pretty good flame and enough heat to dry out firewood, or you actually just stick this in and get the fire going if you didn't want to use the candle. Second to last on the video is shelter. If you plan on being out, or possibly could be out for a little bit longer, you're gonna need just a little bit better shelter option. It's right below a tent. Plain good old U.S. military poncho. You tie that with a good ridge line and you've got a good shelter or shelter half. Something else you can do, I like doing this in the wintertime, is one of these emergency trauma blankets. I keep it rolled up just like this with some wire. The wire also comes in handy in survival situations. If you can see in there, it's already got a rapid deploy ridgeline in there, and I got some glow sticks in there. And me and my kids have actually went camping in these, and it was great and it was fun. Plenty warm enough, plenty of room, and it doesn't weigh that much. Another option, if you just wanted to, is just these little emergency survival blankets. They're like $1 at Walmart, weighs nothing, takes up no space, but it's just a little added security in case something was to happen and you're stuck out there.
So the 10th is food. You'll probably get hungry, and we just like to carry Birenis, but the stuff and MREs, but the stuff we're using this time, just for the video, is the Mountain House meals. And then just if you're gonna need it, you could have one of them ice cream sandwiches, mint chocolate chip, and of course you'll need it because you could get hungry.
Yes. So like Charlotte was saying, food is very important. Always take snacks with you on the trails. But if you are stuck out there overnight and you hadn't planned on it, you're not going to be in a good mental state, and just sitting down at night in your shelter, getting a fire going, and then cooking you a good meal will help out your mental state tremendously. Now, in saying all that, guys, you don't have to go to the extreme that I did, but the 10 basic concepts of fire, navigation, food, water, environment, clothing, first aid, you need some of that stuff. Some of my stuff might be a little too extreme for you, too advanced. Maybe you don't want to carry that much weight, but you do need those minimums if you all go out. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, give us a thumbs up, maybe a subscription. Head over to Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and give us all a like. And if you are interested in some of the products that we sell, you can find the links, or you can just go find us on Shopify. All the items that we have are homemade, and helps us all out. So thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy and be safe.
Bye.
And you always need water.
And like Solomon said, you always need water. All right, stay safe, guys. Thanks.